do you get involved in research? It's day 2 of National Public Health Week, and today and tomorrow we're talking about scientific advancement, which is how we get the knowledge we need to make public health decisions. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Nadia. I talk about public health and pop culture, and today I'll be talking about my experience doing research and how you can get involved in research, whether it's at your university or in other institutions in your community. So without further ado, let's get started. First, I just want to say that this video will be mostly tailored towards people who want to conduct research themselves, but there is a way to contribute to research as a participant. If you're in college, there might be opportunities to participate in surveys or clinical studies on campus. For example, when I was at GW, I participated in a study where we had to get our blood drawn and do nasal swabs to see how the bacteria in our noses changed after we got the nasal flu vaccine. There are also other ways to get involved in research. Depending on what provider you have, there may be opportunities to sign up for studies in your patient portal. So even if you specifically don't want to do research, there's still ways to participate. But if you do want to conduct research, here's what you can do. There's sort of 2 main ways to get involved in a research project. You either apply directly or you have to network. And this applies whether you're in high school, college, post-grad, etc. I'm basically just going to go through my experience and then I'll tie it back to the overarching argument. So basically, I started research my freshman year of college. Duke had this platform called Muser where you could apply to multiple research projects at once, and essentially the PIs or grad students who had posted the projects would go through and decide who they wanted from all the applicants. And so that's how I got my first research project my freshman spring, which was in the psychology and neuroscience department. And it was essentially this project looking at health information in prescription drug ads. So that's the applying method. Someone explicitly said that they had an opening available or they were looking for someone to help out, and I responded to that listing. Similarly, in my sophomore year, I saw a graduate student, or a postdoc rather, post on Twitter that she was looking for research assistants for her project, and I reached out to her through that listing. Duke also had summer research internships, so I applied to a biological research internship my freshman year, and then I did health policy my sophomore year. And so once again, those were sort of open listings that I responded to. And then when I got to GW, I got my campus research job just by applying through the student employment portal. So there's a few places you can look for things. It could be a specific research platform like Muser at Duke, or it could be the student employment portal, or it could be social media like LinkedIn or Twitter or other social media platforms. Then we get to the other method of finding research projects, which is networking. The main method you may have heard of is cold emailing, where you essentially reach out to someone you've never met before and you say that you want to work with them on a particular project. The main thing you need to know for cold emailing is that you want to be specific, but you want to get to the point very quickly. So you have to think about, what about this professor or PI's research interests me? What can I potentially bring to their research lab or research project? And then also, what skills am I looking to gain from this? What is it about that person's lab that interested you? Was it a particular paper or a specific focus area that they work on? For example, you probably say something like, "Hi, so-and-so, my name is Nadia," or whoever you are. "I was interested in your work on XYZ. I want to get involved. I want to learn ABC, and I'm wondering if there's an opportunity to work with you or learn more about your work." I just made that up off the top of my head, so don't use that verbatim, but that's the spirit of the thing. You want to explain what is it that drew you to them, and then also clearly explain what you want to get out of it. But it's not always just cold emailing. Sometimes it's talking to people you know to help you get connected with people who might have similar interests to you. Like, for example, in my junior year at Duke, I took a class called Social Determinants of Health, and I really liked working with that professor. I really learned a lot in that class, and she also had connections to other areas of the university and health system. And I was talking with her and I told her I wanted to get more experience working with health data, and she connected me with someone to do a project over in the Duke health system. Similarly, I asked someone that I worked with in grad school if they knew anyone who was working on a specific topic that I was interested in, and they connected me with that person, and then we just started talking about that topic and what we wanted to learn about it. Basically, long story short, ask people to connect you with other people, make introductions, etc. But preferably, you wouldn't do this if someone you're meeting for the first time. It would be someone you actually already have an existing relationship with. Alternatively, depending on how well you worked with other people in the past, they may just refer you to something without having a conversation about it first. That's why it's super important to have professors, coworkers, etc., who know what your strengths are and what your interests are and can help you get to where you want to be. That was just a super quick overview of how to get involved in research. Feel free to let me know in the comments what your experience has been like if you worked in research before, or if you have any questions about the process. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow.